Good morning, dear students. I hope all of you are fine and enjoying your online classes. See, children, problem is the chance for you to do your best. This situation is a chance for all of us to do our best and prove ourselves. We as a teachers are trying to do our best. Now you as a students must also try to do your best and prove yourselves. Attend online classes regularly and make maximum utilization of this time period, children. Okay, so before starting today's session, first I will revise whatever I have discussed in my previous class. So the very first class I started with lesson 1, that was the sentence. In this lesson I discussed two things. First was the properties of sentence and the other was parts of sentence. What are the three properties of sentence? Sentence is an organized group of words. It always begins with a capital letter and sentence usually ends with a full stop. It may end with exclamation mark. It may end with question mark also, depending upon the kind of sentence. I gave you a few examples also. So, and the second topic was parts of sentence. Sentence comprises of two parts, subject and predicate. Sentence is made up of two parts, subject and predicate. So I have discussed this topic also in my previous class, but today I will elaborate it little more. Okay, I'll give you a few more examples to make it more clear to you all. So today's session we will start with this very topic. I will continue this topic, second topic in this session also. So, parts of sentence. So, sentence has two parts, subject and predicate. Now, what is subject and what is predicate? See, children, subject is the naming part. Subject is the naming part and predicate is the doing part. Predicate is the doing part. Now what you need to understand first is that what is naming part and what is doing part in a sentence. Now see, children, naming part comprises of noun or pronoun. Naming part comprises of noun or pronoun. And doing part describes this noun or pronoun. It describes the noun or pronoun in a sentence. One more thing about subject. That subject always comes before predicate. It always comes before predicate. And predicate carries a verb in it. Predicate part of sentence must always carry a verb in it. And predicate part always starts with a word. Predicate part in a sentence always starts with a word. It may either be helping verb, or it may be main verb. Either it may be helping verb or main verb. In class 2nd in sections whichever I have taught grammar, I explained you about helping verb and main verb. Helping verbs are also known as auxiliary verb and there are 24 auxiliary verbs which I have already explained you all in class 2nd. So, subject and predicate. Subject is the naming part in a sentence. Predicate is the doing part in a sentence. Naming part comprises of noun or pronoun. Always remember, children, that subject is either noun or pronoun. Person, place, animal, thing. And what does this predicate part do? What does the doing part? Doing part means it describes the noun or pronoun in a sentence. It tells something about the subject. It describes the subject. Subject always comes before predicate, and predicate always starts with a verb. It may either be helping verb or main verb. So these are few things which you need to keep in your mind, children. Naming part comprises of noun or pronoun and always comes before predicate. Predicate is the doing part, describes noun or pronoun, and always starts with a verb. It may be helping verb or main verb. Now we will see a few examples. The very first example is the girl is carrying a bag. The girl is carrying a bag. Now you can see, children, in the very first sentence, the girl here is, first of all, as I told you, it must be the naming part. Subject is always the naming part, which comprises of either noun or pronoun. So here in the sentence you can see the girl is noun. The girl is noun, and it is a person, it's a noun. And the second part of this sentence, from here you can see, the second part of this sentence is carrying a bag. Okay? Predicate is the doing part. It describes the naming part, or it describes about the noun or pronoun. So here, if the girl is a noun, so this part of the sentence is carrying a bag, is describing the girl. It is telling us something about that girl. It's telling the action done by the girl. It's describing the action done by the girl. What the girl is doing? She is carrying a bag. So this part of the sentence, is carrying a girl, is the predicate part. And as I have told you, it always starts with a verb, either helping verb or main verb. So here you can see in this sentence that is carrying a bag. So here is the verb. Is the verb, and is helping verb here, and carrying is main verb. Okay? So in this sentence, the girl is noun. So it is the subject part. And is carrying a bag is the predicate part. This sentence is talking about the girl. So the girl is the subject, and this part is carrying a bag is telling us something about the subject. This part of the sentence is describing something about the subject. So this part is the predicate part in this sentence. So I hope this first example is clear to all of you. Okay. Now we will see another example. They are playing cricket. They are playing cricket. Now see this example, children. They are playing cricket. In this sentence, the sentence is talking about they. The sentence is telling us something about they. What is they here in the sentence? It is pronoun. As I have told you here also, that naming part, the subject part of the sentence comprises of either noun or pronoun. Is noun or pronoun. So here in the sentence you can see, children, again they is a person and they is what? It's a pronoun. Okay, and are playing cricket. Are playing cricket. This part of the sentence is telling us something about this part. This part of sentence is telling us something about they. Okay, it is telling us something about they, describing the action done by they. What are they doing? Are playing cricket. Are playing cricket. So this part of the sentence is describing something about they, which is pronoun here. So are playing cricket is the predicate part in this sentence. Is the predicate part in this sentence. And as you can see here also, the predicate part starts with a word. Are again here is a helping verb and playing is main verb. And predicate part always starts with a verb. So here you can see, children, in this sentence also it started with verb, and here also it's starting with verb only. So are playing cricket is the predicate part in the sentence, and they is the subject. They is the subject in this sentence. I hope these two examples are clear to you all. Here the girl was noun. Here the girl was noun, and here they is pronoun. So subject is either noun or pronoun. It can never be a verb, children. Subject is either noun or pronoun, and predicate part always begins with a verb. Keep this thing in your mind. Now we will see few more examples. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, few more examples I will give you. Number 3. The teacher teaches us. The teacher teaches us grammar. The teacher teaches us grammar. Now see, children, here in this sentence, the sentence is describing what? First of all, you see, the sentence is describing what? This sentence is describing about the teacher. Okay, the sentence is describing about the teacher. The teacher is the naming part in this sentence, and the teacher is again noun here. The teacher is noun, and it is the naming part of the sentence. And the other part of the sentence, teaches us grammar. Teaches us grammar is this part of the sentence is describing about the teacher. This part of the sentence is telling us something about the teacher. It is describing the action done by the teacher here again. What is the action done by the teacher? She is teaching grammar, or she teaches us grammar. And here you can see in this part of the sentence, this part of the sentence begins, teaches here is a verb. Teaches here is a verb. And as I have told you, that predicate part always begins with a verb. Predicate part always begins with a verb. It must carry a verb in it. Okay? And here teaches is the main verb. Teaches here is the main verb. Here is was the helping verb, here are was the helping verb, but here teaches is the main verb. So it must always begin with a verb, either main verb or helping verb. So the teacher is noun here and teaches us grammar. This part is describing about the teacher. Okay, so this is the naming part, this is the subject in this sentence. The teacher is subject in the sentence, and teaches us grammar is the predicate part in this sentence. Is the predicate part in this sentence. Now I hope this example is also clear to you all. We will see one more example, and this is the important one. Okay. is a deer in a, there is a deer in a forest. There is a deer in a forest. Now you can see here in this example, children. See, in the first three sentences, the first three examples which I have given you, in all these three sentences, subject was the beginning part of the sentence. Okay, subject was the beginning part of the sentence. Okay, most of the students, they have tendency, if in exam if you are asked to separate the sentences into subject and predicate, if you are given this exercise, what most of the students do, they divide the sentence into two parts. The first part, they identify it as a subject, and the second part of the sentence, they identify it as a predicate. But it is not correct in all the cases, children. You can see here, in the first three sentences, the first part was the subject. Okay. Here it was subject. Why? Because it is noun here. Here it is subject, there is subject. It is the first part. It is noun because it is pronoun. It is subject. Why? Because it's pronoun, and sentence is talking about the subject. Okay, the sentence is describing. Okay, and here in the sentence you can see the teacher is also the first part of the sentence. Okay, and it's a noun about which the subject, about which the sentence is describing, about which this part of sentence is describing. But see, now see this fourth example. It's very important, children. Be very careful. There is a deer in a forest. Now see here in this sentence, the very first part. Okay, as most of the students, they have tendency of identifying first part as the subject. Okay. See, there in this sentence is neither noun nor it's a pronoun, and subject must either be noun or it should be a pronoun. Okay, verb can neither be a subject, means if the beginning part of the this is the beginning part of the sentence and it is neither noun nor it's a pronoun. Okay, it is what? It is adverb. Okay, adverb is never a subject. Okay, verb can never be a subject. Okay, in a sentence. So there is a deer in a forest. So here in this sentence, if you say that there is subject and is a deer in a forest is predicate, it is totally incorrect. It's wrong. Why? Because there is neither subject, neither it's noun nor it's a pronoun. Now what you have to do is, you will find out that this sentence is telling us about what? This sentence is telling us about which person, place or thing. It is describing about which person, place or thing. So, there is a deer in a forest. So, here in the sentence you can see that sentence is telling us about a deer. It is telling us about a deer. Where is the deer? It is in a forest. Where it is there in a forest. So, in this sentence, a deer is a noun. You can say it's a noun, and it is the sentence is telling us something about this deer. So, this deer is what? It's a subject. It's a subject in this sentence. And what this sentence describes about a deer? That is there in a forest. Okay, this deer is there in a forest. So now you can see, children, in this sentence, subject is not the beginning part. It is placed somewhere in between the sentence. Okay, so in some of the cases, subject comes at the end of the sentence also. Okay, so you have to keep all these things in your mind when you are asked to separate subject and predicate in a sentence. So now here if you are asked to, and now you can see this part of the sentence. Is there in a forest, is since it is telling us something, it is describing a deer. So this will be the predicate part. How you will write it as, If you will write a deer as a subject part. A deer, it's a subject, and as I have told you that predicate always begins with a verb. It must always begin with a verb. So here in this sentence, you will not write it as there is in a forest as predicate part. Okay? What you will write it as is there in a forest. Is there in a forest. Now you can see here, children, that this is the subject part and this is the predicate part, which begins with the verb is. Now see here, children, is the helping verb, and since no action word are present here in this sentence, so it acts as a main verb. Okay, so now you can see that this sentence, if you are asked to separate subject and predicate from such kind of sentences, you will write it like this. You will find out the subject and you will write it in the subject column, and then the rest part of the sentence you will write in the predicate column, but it must always start with a verb. So I hope, children, all these 4 examples are clear to you all. Okay, so while if such kind of exercise comes to separate subject and predicate, all these things should be kept in your mind. You should keep in your mind all these things and then solve the exercise. So in the last session I started with lesson 1, the sentence, and it comprises of two topics, the sentence, properties of sentence, and parts of sentence. Okay, so today I have covered both the topics, and lesson 1 is almost complete. Now what I will do is I will give you the definitions. Okay, lesson 1 has 3 definitions. You will have to prepare 3 definitions: sentence, subject, and predicate. I will give you the definitions. Okay, you make one rough copy. Okay, and note down all the definitions which I am giving you. Okay, and start learning those definitions, children. Okay, note it down in your rough copy and start learning those definitions. So this is all for today, and I hope you all have enjoyed the session. So I will meet you tomorrow, Thursday. That is our next class, and tomorrow I'll start with the second lesson, that is kinds of sentences. Thank you. Now you can see, children, 3 definitions I have given to you all. Okay, and each definition has one example. The very first definition is of sentence, the second definition subject, and the third one is predicate. You may pause the video and note it down in your rough copy and start learning the definitions.